Okay, I just watched this movie and I need to talk about it. It doesn't matter if you've seen it. I'm not sure I would suggest you do. Big spoiler alert if you really want to see it and you don't want me to ruin it. Okay, for starters, I don't even know what to say about this movie. I'm pretty sure I just watched it because he's super hot. I don't know. But because I associate with him with a teenager in Euphoria, it also makes me uncomfortable that he's good looking because that's why I hate Euphoria, is because I do not want to see teenagers forking. Sam Levinson, I hope you rot in, well, not really, I don't care, but I hope that man loses his career one day. I am convinced he is going to get Me Too'd one day. But anyway, this guy is really hot right now in terms of his career, and this dude is a psycho. Like, I pretty much hated everyone in this movie. And I don't like hating people in movies, but this movie made me hate everybody. And it really made me hate rich people. I mean, it's not like rich people this rich who literally live in castles and have so much money they don't even know what to do with themselves and are so out of touch with reality. Yeah, I really don't like y'all even more now. And this guy sucks too, though. I didn't want him to win. Like, this dude's a sociopath. He sucks. So as much as I was like, yay, eat the rich, but also boo you. Now, I had seen so many, I had heard that this movie is nuts, that it had really crazy scenes, like schmeg scenes and stuff. And I heard very mixed reviews. So I went into it being like, I don't know what this is, but I'm assuming it's going to be a little wild. And it was. I think she's a really smart woman. And since she was a part of making some things that I like, I'm not going to be too hard on her, but like, I really hated Promising Young Woman because y'all sold it to us as a revenge movie. And that's like, I was so let down by that movie. And she's the one who did that one. This one feels like someone trying to be shocking just to be shocking. I also know that I still have a lot of internalized misogyny and I could be giving her a hard time unnecessarily, but at the same time, like, I have my opinions and I didn't like this movie. I thought it was like really, you know what it is? It's one of these movies where I'm like, am I dumb? Am I not getting something here? Every time I watch something really artistic, I assume that person is smarter than me. When a lot of times when I saw the Green Lantern, that trash, me and my husband and my friend all went to that together and we all were looking at each other like, is this something we just are not getting, or does this movie just suck? Yeah, it sucks. But the cinematography and the costumes design and all these things, and as someone who works in the film industry, I really appreciate when those things are done well. The casting was great, acting was great, but the story was stupid. So that's kind of how I feel about this movie. Cinematography, loved it. Acting, great. Had moments of like, yeah, I can relate to that. Like this scene, right? Dealing with death. I know what that's like to be in just autopilot. I appreciate how uncomfortable this meal was while people are dealing with death. And I also appreciate the fact that this woman reminds me of a lot of white women who are just in so much denial about anyone else, their own privilege, their own reality not being anyone else's. And just, I don't know, it seems like, you know, like just lots of like manipulating people in order to survive kind of thing, but also being like completely oblivious to what's actually going on anyway. Whatever. Didn't trust her, didn't like her, glad she died. Maybe not in that horrific way. Holy crap, that was violent. And her husband was also trash. Complete denial. This reminds me of a lot of people in the South and some British people who are just like, la la la, everything's fine. No one ever cried. Nothing's happening. I can't stand that. So nice portrayal of that, but also hated him. The only black character in the movie. He was kind of my favorite. Although he was kind of mean, but also like I was rooting for him, honestly. Didn't really like the way they treated him in this movie. Really good acting. Something about the way this character was written. I don't know. I rarely trust white people writing black characters, but I just don't like the way he was treated in this film. But I don't know. Maybe I'm don't know what I'm talking about. but he was the only person I had any sympathy for in this whole movie. Despite being like kind of a jerk, this guy sucks more, as we saw in the end. This guy, again, beautiful to look at, but I was also like, God, you remind me of so many men who are just like able to be so dumb and ignorant. I don't know. I don't even know what I feel about this person. I want to feel something strong other than like, I don't care that you died. So I don't know. I don't think the writing was very good. I hate to say that about a film written by a woman, but I don't think it was good because I didn't care about any of these people, more or less. I did like the way they portrayed wealth, but also the woman who wrote this comes from a lot of wealth and privilege, and not quite sure if she quite understands how awful this is. I don't know if she's making fun of wealthy people, but I don't know. Cinematography, 10 out of 10. I think the cinematography is why people are watching. Cinematography and costume design, which is a reminder of how important these roles are in the film industry. The art department, the production designer, all these people who made this set, who created this whole world. Like the director is part of that, so that's on her. Who's what's her face? Oh my God, I forgot her name. Emerald Fennell. I hope I'm saying that right. That's her name. So sorry. Don't mean to be disrespectful. But seriously, I mean, they create the production design and cinematography were amazing. I mean, shooting in a castle this beautiful with a literal like labyrinth thing in the backyard. I mean, look at this. This is insane. Also, what was the budget of this film? Okay, now we got to talk about this bathtub scene. Why? Like, I don't know. Were you doing this just to be shocking? Because I don't like when people do things just to be shocking. Would somebody do this? Here's my problem, okay? If I believe that this man was actually obsessed with the Euphoria dude, this would make sense to me. But by the end of the movie, you realize that it wasn't even about that dude. This guy's just like a grifter. He just wanted money. He didn't care about any of these people. So the whole thing of like him being obsessed with Euphoria dude doesn't make any sense to me because, spoiler alert, he killed them. And he killed all of them. Like, the whole reason for this scene and this scene was because he's supposedly obsessed and in love. No, you weren't, bro. You killed him. You literally just wanted his lifestyle. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. This whole thing doesn't make sense. If I went into this because I had seen so many memes about this dude forks the dirt, okay? Forks a grave. And from what my understanding was, the reason why is because he's obsessed with this Euphoria dude. But in the end, he wasn't obsessed with him. He just killed the whole family so he could get money. So this seems completely out of character now. I don't understand this. Here's the thing is, Barry, the actor who forks the grave, improvised that whole thing and had a closed set. This is why I'm like, okay, are you a method actor, bro? Because he's like, they'd be open talking about the depths that goes. Something's really important to me. At every stage, they had an intimacy coordinator, blah, blah, blah. And she says that she didn't make anyone do anything they didn't want to do. And that at any point, if he changed his mind about his choice to fork dirt, she would have taken it out. Says herself here, people ask her, how did you get them to do this? She says, I don't make anyone do anything. And she literally gives them even creative control after the fact, which I find really kind of shocking, honestly. But look at this. Look at what Barry said. On paper, he wasn't written to do that. But I wanted to see what actually happened, where I would take it. I wanted to be confused and let my body lead the way. What am I doing? How can I get closer? But this wasn't about getting closer. That's what I don't understand. This is about you killing everybody to get money. Like, you didn't love these people. I don't even believe he was obsessed. He was like, I want that guy's life. But he didn't even care about this. This is why it doesn't make sense to me. As a storyteller, a professional writer, I know I don't have an Oscar or a BAFTA or any of that crap, but I do know story, and this didn't make sense. And she's all like, I think it's great making people squirm. Some people like that feeling, some people don't. Don't make us squirm unnecessarily, though. So the whole grave scene didn't make sense to me why you want to fork this dude that you literally unalived. It doesn't make sense. Also, they wrapped up the entire movie in like 5 minutes. It was too fast. Like, you wasted so much time doing dumb stuff. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what happened? Like, it did it. How did this mom find you in the coffee shop? How did all these people die? Did you kill them? Like, how did they die? I know they all just happened to die. I don't know. But this whole thing, here's the thing I want to say about this scene. Okay, I have read another interview that maybe she was like planted the seed that maybe he would do this. But then according to his interview, it was all his idea. He wanted to see where his body would take him. Let me ask you something. If a man was directing this and a woman was the actor, do you think a man would ever be like, here, just try stuff out. We'll see what you think about the character? No. Why did she let him do this? Come on, lady, you're the boss. Did you really want this to happen? If you really wanted this to happen, good for you. You're kind of weird, I guess, but whatever. I don't know. I'm trying not to judge. I am judging. I mean, that's what humans do. But, whatever. I'm trying not to be, purity culture, like, yeah, whatever. I'm open. But I don't understand this scene. And if I hate that a woman gave a male actor creative control to design the story arc. Like, actors can give feedback, and I know that it's a collaboration, but at the end of the day, this is the woman who's the director, producer, writer. She should know this character more than him. Why'd she let him just let his body figure out that it wanted his pee to go in the dirt? Like, what? I hope to God if I'm ever a director, I would never give any actor that much control over my story that I wrote. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I am open to collaboration. I always love feedback, especially as a writer. That I literally would never have made it as a writer if I didn't like someone tearing apart my stuff. But at the end of the day, don't give a man this much power. I mean, I know he's good looking and all, but at the Golden Globes, he looked weird. You're the boss, lady. You're the boss. Not the actors. Like, you could have let him just fork the grave and then been like, maybe that's a little too far, but I don't know. If she wanted that scene, great. But if she didn't, and that scene is one reason why, one, people are talking about this movie, but two, people don't take it seriously because it's weird. Doesn't make sense. And now I want to talk about the most important scene in the movie. This right here. I hate that people think that this is a scene to talk about. I know I'm just going to speak from my own experience. In the United States, I think a lot of this comes down to purity culture. But a lot of men in the United States are so afraid of period blood and are just grossed out. They would never do this scene. So she's on her period. This dude eats her out and all that stuff. I love period sex. I love men who are not afraid to say the word period blood, menstruation, because those men are childish. The men who can't do that are childish and silly, and they're definitely, if you're ever going to have a child with them, they're probably also going to run out of the room when you crap all over the table when you give birth, because apparently that happens. Like, men who are so afraid of women's bodies and us being human and taking dumps and bleeding out of an orifice do not deserve us. So the fact that this was just like a sexy scene so I loved this. I actually loved this. I mean, it's still I didn't need to see all of it. I don't know if I'd be into it, but I want us to normalize period sex and period whatever, fooling around. But what I don't like was this sick fork making her eat her own period blood. What? That's like, bro, if you're going to eat me out, period or not, do not touch my face. Don't kiss my mouth. I don't want to eat myself. I'm not going to eat myself out. That's your job. That's like me blowing your load back in your mouth. right? Are you Tom from Succession? Men don't like that. So why do y'all always do this? Not always. But I had several men come right up to me. It's almost like punishment. Like, yeah, I did it. But you're going to pay. You're going to taste what I just tasted. Fork off. I'm going to spew in your mouth, buddy. Gross. This is not sexy. I do not want to suckle on my own tampon or drink a vial of my Diva cup. By the way, don't have that with an IUD, or be very careful because mine fell out because my IUD, public service announcement. But this, I'm okay with this. But don't make us eat our own blood. Fuck off. And finally, like, their whole portrayal of her, like, bulimia situation, as a former bulimic who almost died of that. What is this? Okay. Like you just gently, like, you just touched on this, and then he's all like, tomorrow, you're not going to eat. You're not going to leave the table after you eat. Like, you can't throw up. Like that. Why did you even bring this up? Like, they're trying to do too much in this movie. It was too much. It was confusing. It wasn't... Whatever. But you know what it was? It was a beautiful movie to watch. It was pleasing to my eyes. Beautiful people. Beautiful set design. Cinematography. Everything. Remind me of Euphoria season 2 and 3. Like, story made no sense anymore. Like, what are you doing? Sam, you just drop in. Sam is a terrible writer, by the way. Fork that man. Fork that show. I love the actors in that show, but I hate Sam Levinson. I hope he never works again. Anyway, Saltburn, I give you 3 stars out of 7. Weird. You could do better. Decide. Make a choice. Is he obsessed with this man, or does he want to get rich? Which is it? Because you tried to do both and it didn't work. Otherwise, really lovely to watch. Hire more women to direct and write and give them enormous budgets like this.